providing details, but it was not positive on the objective. Several bangs were heard as the vehicle passed by, according to another AFP journalist. Although it was unclear in many ways if they were, saying, shots fired by police or armed gangs who control 80% of the capital. But if they control 80% of the capital, I hope they're holding on to it and fighting for the right of development in the South for their people, and not just doing it because you want to do corruptive shit. Because the Kenyan police and many other groups should remove themselves and should not have to be called in. You know what I'm saying? If you're holding 80%, of 80% of the capital, you know what I'm saying? You should be bringing it to this. And any government official, such as Mr. What's his name, Chicken Head, any form of the Prime Minister, Gary Connell, or whatever his name is, if you in bed with the deep state and all these wicked motherfuckers, you need to be removed because you allow forces from another land to come in, of their own as well, because many of them are black and the Africans, just like the Haitians, to come in and allow them in as an international force into Haiti in order to quell gangs. The gangs need to understand that you have to come together and you have to take over. If you want to run it, well, of course, there have to be what is going on now, but it has to come to a point where you come to some understanding that the people need power and the people need, economical status and growth as well throughout this rule. So if the rule is going to be that you're going to run things, then we cannot have these corrupted leaders that have been running around in Haiti. It don't make no sense that this has been going on for how many years now. We see Mark Zuckerberg crazy crackhead ass say Trump first pump reaction to shooting was bada. And I say to myself, your sex trafficking, pedophilia, crazy ass, nutcase, demon, democratical robot, licking balls, whatever the fuck you seem to be, because you seem like a fake, no more than the same as Elon Musk. You know what I mean? You ain't nothing but motherfucking knockoffs to me, any fucking way. And we don't give a fuck what you have to say about Donald Trump. You're censoring people's shit. You just like a fucking idiot that you are. And you have been doing garbage as well. And that we do know. You know what I mean? Because you went right along censoring people's comments and posters and many other things you did along with, even when it comes to YouTube and many other factions of it. You know what I mean? So whatever you say and talking about Donald Trump, I got 5 words for you. And I want you, Mark Zuckerberg, to take them in great value. I don't give a fuck. Which is I have one because I said it in trying to get the statement out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody give a fuck about what you think and what you talking about. You ain't nothing but a clown, just like the rest. A deep state having sucker ass cult following. Idiot. You need to get up off the dick of censoring people's shit. And if people speak the truth, you know Louise. You know what I'm saying? We see CNN lying ass news. Sanjay Kapata, whatever. I guess it's called GUP or Gabata, something like that. Called for public assessment of Trump's gunshot injuries, warning of not immediately noticeable side effects. No, don't come with that side effects. Trump is good on what side effects. We see here we in medical, his correspondent doctor, whatever his name is, Sanjay or whatever, saying, call for a public assessment. No public assessment. If any assessment of trauma should be done with him and his therapist or whoever can, is a psychology to deal and ask him and find out what the trauma is. We don't need no public assessment. The public don't need to see that. And the public don't need to be looking for that. You know what I'm saying? We need other people to do so. Because we know there's no trauma and he's holding on. And see, you just trying to create any form of something to say that there was a shock and it damaged his brain and he's too old to be president, and try to use that reverse shit back on Trump. You know what I'm saying? We see illegal migrants, you know what I'm saying? Oh, aren't they asylum seekers? Yeah, illegal migrants, you know what I'm saying? TikTok influencers who urge others to squat in U.S. homes believed to have worked in Venezuela military intel. Federal said, coming in by Jenny Tor 1 day ago, coming on the New York Post. We see federal, I'm always on one, we see the feds, 1 second, people. We see the feds, the federal authorities, saying that the migrant TikToker influencer who became a social media sensation, telling them squat in people's houses and you become a sensation. Well, I see that people would support just about anything, won't they? You know what I'm saying? Sensation for encouraging others to squat in U.S. homes was a sergeant in Venezuela military intelligence unit before he illegally entered the country, the federal sources told the Post. You know what I'm saying? We see his name look like Lionel, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Morano, who went viral for bragging about all the money he was making in government benefits. Oh, yes. You know what I'm saying? How much money he was making in government benefits, was arrested by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE officers in March for skipping out on the terms of his probation after he crossed the southern border illegally. And he over here was they probably were giving him 450,000. They were probably giving him a monthly check of about 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, probably 1,000, probably about 8. I'll say about maybe 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, when you look at your Social Security check and your retirement check, you don't even get that much. Many of us don't see 4, 5, and 400,000 and all type of crazy handouts and benefits coming to you in that type of lump sum. But I bet you he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Since his arrest, intelligence officers have taken a closer look at Morano's history and his life in Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Noting that he allegedly, was a sergeant in the Venezuelan, um, general, I guess is he was a general and declaration of military intelligence, according to the Homeland Security. Yeah, okay. We see Russia accused Joe Biden administration of creating atmosphere for attack on Trump. You know what I'm saying? We see here what the Kremlin said on Sunday it did not believe that the U.S. administration was responsible for Saturday's assassination attempt on the United States President Donald J. the Champion Trump, but accused it of creating the atmosphere to provoke the attack. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know that. You know what I'm saying? We know that. In more ways than one, either way, whatever the attack is, like I said before, and I'll say it again, it seemed like it was a sleepwalker or something like that, or something just went completely wrong. It shouldn't have happened anyway. But the attempt, or whatever game these people play, you know what I'm saying, we knew that this was going to happen. We already had a feeling that it was going to happen. It doesn't matter which side it came from. We see Trump utters the one word he was not supposed to say during the RNC. I guess that word was who? Creep Joe Biden. Yeah, the one word I guess was creep Joe Biden. You know what I mean? But we could give a fine fuck about what one word he wasn't supposed to mention in his speech, really, because it doesn't make any sense to us, whatever the speech may be. You know what I mean? Nobody really cares too much about that. It just seems to me that you're just sitting there picking off on every word that he could say. You know what I'm saying? And every word that he could say. But nobody really cares about that in all ways. You know? We know for well that Trump was going to do that anyway. I mean, what's the difference? And what's the big deal about it in itself? You know? This is coming in by Josephine Harvey. Josephine Harvey 1 day ago, coming off the Huff Post. Now let's see here in this one, as we can see, we see here where it appears that Donald Trump could not help but go off the script during his long, I guess, speech. You know what I'm saying? Excruciating or whatever they want to call it. You know what I'm saying? It's more like the speech that was a speech, and nothing more should be said other than waiting for the actions of his words. You know what I'm saying? Long Republican, excruciating long Republican speech of the National Convention speech that was given out in itself. You know what I'm saying? Uttering the one word that source close to him, you know what I'm saying, said he wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care whether or not he did or he didn't. The fact of the matter is, I did not want him to dwell on the fact of just blaming, blame calling and blaming back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It'd be good and nice that you got that out on the table and everybody knows it. But I wanted you to focus more on the American people and what the American people want to hear from you based on the economical, foreign policy, and many other policies of destruction and protection and good government in this country as a whole. So him mentioning Joe Biden didn't really make much difference to me, and just trying to put that on the table doesn't either. We see Ukraine-Russia war live. As they're saying, Trump claimed he would bring peace to the world after phone call with Zelensky, Zelensky not but, you know what I'm saying? Because he is an asshole. No, I take that back. He's a whole ass. You know what I'm saying? And always want to indefinitely licking the Zionist ass. You know what I'm saying? That we do know. I don't give a damn what you say. It's a pretty, it all comes out to the same thing. This is coming in by Alexander Butler. in more ways than one. We see here with Donald Trump and Vladimir Zelensky have spoken on the phone just hours after Ukraine President Bibi himself said it would be hard work if the Republican returns to the White House. It'll be hard work if he no, it won't be hard work. It'll be very easy work. You know what I'm saying? Cut your bullshit out. Know what the fuck you doing. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from NATO and respect Russia in itself. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Trump said they had a very good phone call and promised to bring peace to the world and end the war if he is reelected in November. Zelensky said they agreed to discuss steps to make peace for step to make peace fair and truly lasting and express thanks for the U.S. military assistance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Which they shouldn't have received because you shouldn't have started a war there at all. I don't give a fuck what conspiratorial shit you're concocted. You know what I'm saying? We need to chill out with some of this bullshit rhetoric, back and forth, secret missions, and all types of bullshit that goes on. You wouldn't believe, and probably if you do and see it, it'd probably make you throw up. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, but this is the type of shit that go on. But the phone call, comes at mid concerns over a potential Trump administration policy on Russia-Ukraine war if he wins the election. Republican nominee, has repeatedly promised to end the war one day while criticizing U.S. military aid to Kyiv. Earlier, Antony Blinken, said Ukraine was on its way to being able to stand on its own feet military as more than 20 other countries have pledged to maintain on their military. And those 20 other countries that promised to maintain their own military and, military and financial aid to the country is out their fucking mind. And I don't give a fuck who those 20 countries are. You hear me clear. You're out your fucking mind. And you need to. Just like NATO. You need to get the fuck away from NATO or whatever you in and sit the fuck down and end the war in Ukraine and come to some type of peace understanding, because what's going on there is only going to get worse if things was to go, a different way. Not just for Ukraine, but it affect the whole world as well. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to Russia and the American interest in the relations between the countries. You know what I'm saying? We see Hong Kong doctor, you know what I'm saying? We see a Hong Kong doctor, Dr. Hong Kong, Dr. Fong Fauci, the murderous, blood-bitten, biological poisoning motherfucking Igor, mad doctor, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Said, sounds alarm on next pandemic. Notice how this man is always talking about a next pandemic, because he believed that the first one was real. No, he believed that, no, not that. He know it wasn't. But he wants to keep on doing this, such as what we see is going on in the South. Because, like I said, we lost point of access, or even any point of saying there is. The reason why we say point of access is not the access meaning in, is the point of the whole situation that caused that to come to that to end. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I mean. You know what I'm saying? But he's always mentioning another pandemic. Well, we see Hong Kong, microbiologist, I dare not say his name, I'm not saying it, UCSU, Kawasahamas, whatever his name, has done battle with some of the world's worst threats, including SARS virus. He helped isolate and identify, and he has a warning. Another pandemic is inevitable and could extract damage far worse than COVID-19, according to yeah. After y'all did this bullshit you just did to these fucking people, this motherfucker got news to talk and creep Joe fucking party got news to talk. Let this man have anything to say to us, and other than the fuck to get the fuck off our planet, probably. You know what I'm saying? You, Anthony Fauci, and the rest of y'all demon Democratical, Bill Gates, you know what I'm saying? Soros, Tamika Mala, right? And all the y'all could just vacate the fuck off the planet and never come back, and we'll be peaceful according to many things, and take the Zionist clown ass motherfuckers along with you in more ways than one. But he have room to be up here talking about, and whoever is with him, you know what I'm saying? He up here talking this bullshit about another pandemic, and that this guy here talking about he battled SARS, and to me, you created the shit. I don't give a fuck what you say. Go back to the days of the old soldier and all this thing, all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You created that motherfucker. And you also created a history of it that you would be able to go back and say that's what it was or that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That you could say it wasn't created in not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? And then you give it a name, COVID-19. And then when anybody have anything to say about the whole garbage that y'all did, the procedure, everything, and even the World Health Organization and many other organizations such as the, you know what I'm saying, the NIH, National Health Institute of Health, and many of these functions that are supposed to be doing the work of keeping American people and people of the world, safe from many of these things and so on. So is the ones actually to me producing them. So when we see anything for party got this guy up here talking about how this could happen and that could happen, yeah, because that access has already been drawn out to the trickery, the garbage, the bullshit all the way up to that. And now people, once did, we don't know what went in and what can pop out. I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because he's full of fuck. I mean, this man is a murderous weasel, along with anybody that is affiliated with him in any shape or form. And we know full well that over in China and different places and these countries where, they could do just about anything they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Be over there, just like over here, boldly doing shit and then saying this. But see, over here, what they were doing was taking it and saying that they were looking for a cure, after they administer. You know what I'm saying? So once the administer was done and all that happened, you know what I'm saying? I'll pop this and I'll pop that. Now they could go over and create this instead they're going to use that to pop that back and cure that and pop that out. You know what I'm saying? And the pop out would be a cure. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to use some form of shit to come up and say that they have this and they're going to pop that out. So we have to look at that. You know what I'm saying? We see a pretty nasty bite from Mayor Greasy Cue Ball, Greasehead, wannabe puppet, globe head, jackass, demon Democrat, bullshitter from within. You know what I'm saying? He reacts to Councilwoman arrested at the Brooklyn protest. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what they were protesting about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what they were protesting about in all ways. Let me look this up right quick, people. But we see here where we see in New York, Mayor Greasyhead Cubo, Greasyhead Screwball Adams on fuck up. To me, fuck up the whole of New York along with the demon Democrats and Cuomo and the rest of them, just like Bill de Blasio and Cuomo was doing. It ain't no difference with Greasy and Cubo Adams, and we know the Jews, is the ones that put him there. So we know. You know what I'm saying? And we see Zionists within it. We see that, see on the Pix 11, morning news Thursday address, Councilwoman Susan Zoya, whatever her name is, at the protest in Brooklyn a day early over the planned homeless shelter. So he's still putting homeless shelters in everybody's community. Greasy and Cubo Adams, and 4.9 trillion of them probably already here. You know what I'm saying? But at least 7 people, including Zohar, were arrested during a protest, according to the NYPD. And Zohar is accused of biting a police officer. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty nasty bite. You know what I'm saying? Adam said, yeah. So what you doing to New York when bringing in these migrants and all these different people so you could grow, and you could preach demon democratic groove to them, and they'll always keep them back into power. You know what I'm saying? I was a little bit surprised that it happened with the councilwoman. She's extremely supportive of the police. You know what I'm saying? These were, emotional issues. You know what? We could give a damn because you know who was the garbage and the damage you are doing to New York and the country as a whole. You know what I'm saying? You cannot throw away your vote if he holds absolutely floors when Chris Christie say he's not voting for Trump. Who give a fuck about what Chris Christie think? Now we understand Christie be up there doing his thing and doing his fighting thing in Congress and everything. We cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so on. But we don't give a fuck what you say, Chris Christie, when it comes to Donald Trump or creep, broke bad bitch, Biden. So I'm gonna say farewell. We will meet again as we go through time and watch this election come up. And I hope people are making the right decision in all ways. So I would say, farewell. One, we will.